Alright guys, I'm back with another Longplay review on the Amstrad CPC, this time for Kong's Revenge, which is kind of a unofficial, unlicensed Donkey Kong sort of sequel from Zigurat software, Spanish company, released in 1991. And yeah, we'll get this loading up. Just quickly, first thing to mention, there are two different sections to the game, Phase 1 and Phase 2. And this is actually most of the text is in Spanish. I'll talk you through that. But it is certainly definitely playable. You won't need to know Spanish to be able to play the game, of course, because it's a very arcade game. Jugar, I think, means start or play. Stick, choose your joystick, and off we go. As you can see, it looks kind of a bit Donkey Kong-esque. Yeah, there we go, we've got some flames there. And we've got a switch we need to turn there to switch on the lift above there. Now, obviously, being a sort of a Donkey Kong rip-off or whatever, I was very interested in this, because I love Donkey Kong. It's one of my favourite arcade games of all time. And the conversion of Donkey Kong to the Amstrad was pretty amazing as well. But yeah, it's completely unofficial and unlicensed, of course. Released by a Spanish company in 1991, as I mentioned earlier. And I'd never heard of this before until I came across a YouTube video of the Spectrum version and went, oh, this looks interesting. And I thought it would be just some kind of public domain release or unofficial, non-commercially, game put out there by some home programmer. And I thought, wow, this looks pretty professional, and I did a little research. I was like, oh, actually, this was actually commercially released. So I thought I must go and check out the Amstrad version. And here we are. This time your character can actually punch barrels, but don't punch the black barrels because they'll kill you. You got it like them. And you can jump over them, of course. Oh, and of course, there's a little meter below in the bottom right corner there. The more barrels you punch, that bar below the life counter there starts growing, like so, and when it fills up you get a bonus life. Watch out for that, what looks like an ice cream cone, bit of ice cream on the floor. There's actually like glue or something. If you walk into that, you're stuck permanently. There we got a bonus life there. As you can see, it's vertically scrolling, rather than like a single screen affair. And there's Kong himself. It looks pretty impressive, actually. And just got to get up there to flick the switch. He does actually move around at the top there and beats his chest and stuff. He's just not doing it on this level. Oh, there he goes, chucking a barrel, and whee! And that's the first level done. The first level is quite a nice, gentle introduction to the game. But boy, is this hard and frustrating. I'm making this look easy because it's a long play. Trust me, it's not. The second level starts introducing switches to get platforms down like so. And you just walk into them to change them. It's a bit annoying because often there's a lot of back and forth in trying to not knock a certain switch to get to the other one, and you've put it the wrong way. And there's also a lot of you have to do quite a bit of working out here and there as well, which switches you need to switch and which you need to leave alone. This becomes a real nightmare on level 3, but we'll come to that. There's only a few switches on this level, so there might be a few going back and forth, up and down to change switches, which could be a bit annoying. Oh, barrel hell. You've got to jump these. And your timing, guys, on this has to be absolutely perfect. Split second timing. This game is ridiculously hard. Even punching barrels, you've got to be very careful. To start going on about gameplay flaws. I mean, this looks like, oh, this looks pretty good if you're watching this, if you've not played it before. But it's a very frustrating experience. Mostly due to kind of controls and how he jumps. like I said, you're needing sort of split-second pixel perfect timing, and just randomness of like when he is able to jump forward rather than up in the air. I'll explain in a minute. But just initial first impressions, yeah, the graphics are pretty nice. They've done it in mode 1 on the Amstrad. Mode 1 means sort of 4 colours, but sort of a higher resolution. I think it kind of works. I always like it in mode 0, which is 16 colours but massive chunky pixels. I love full colour graphics on the Amstrad, but they've done a pretty decent job here. It's quite well detailed. Some nice animations as well, definitely. Yeah, check out Kong there throwing the barrels. There he goes. He moves about and beats his chest. And it can be quite random for when he chucks those barrels as well. Yeah. One thing I haven't mentioned, it's one-touch deaths, of course, like Donkey Kong. Whee. And if you get hit by something, you fall all the way to the bottom or explode where you are, and you have to start the level all over again. Everything you've done with the switches and stuff is all reset, which is actually very, very frustrating. And given it's a long play, you don't get to sort of see the frustration really, where things go wrong, and come to understand all the little flaws sometimes. That's the problem with the long play, because I'm trying to do this perfectly without losing a life. And here we are on level 3, and this becomes real hellish because it's just switch hell basically. There's so many switches you have to flick here on this level, and you could be going back and forth, trying one switch, going back again, trying another. The only way I did this really is a bit of trial and error and reloading from snapshots and stuff, and just drawing a little map and diagram and arrows showing which way switches need to go before doing the long play. Otherwise it would have driven me mad, because I've got about 6 different switches here. So imagine the number of possible combinations. Obviously you can move up and see what's working and what's not above. It switches on various platforms and lifts and things like that, but yeah, this would have driven you insane, especially that you have to, if you die, which is very, very easy to, you have to start all the way back at the start of the level. Yeah, we've got to go all the way back down here to switch here, which we couldn't get to previously. Oops. Yeah, you just walk over the switches to move them, so you have to jump over them. Causes further problems. Sometimes in tight situations. The main issue so far of this game for me, guys, is like the jumping mechanics, and it's him jumping forward like I'm just doing there. I can't work out when he can jump forward or not. Let me try and explain. Sometimes you may be moving right and getting towards, I don't know, the edge of a platform, and you're holding right and you press the fire button to jump, yeah? And sometimes he just refuses to, and he just jumps straight up in the air vertically instead of like jumping over the gap. Other times he does, and usually need like a bit of a run up. Like for example here, I can jump left fine, and I have to stand at a certain point on that moving lift as well to be able to run and jump onto the next platform. Now normally you need a bit of a run up, start moving, and then you press fire button to jump, and he usually jumps to the left or the right. Sometimes you're right on the edge of the platform and you've got nowhere to run to give that run up, but he still jumps right. So the game's really inconsistent with how the jump mechanics work, and it's incredibly frustrating. And sometimes to be just like from where you're standing, like for example I'm facing right, but if I do fire and left, he jumps backwards. But yet I can't do fire and forward to jump forwards in the same situation. I hope you're getting the gist of what I'm talking about here. Hopefully I'm explaining it well, but it is confusing, and it is still confusing to me even though I've gone through the entire game and completed it. I'm still a little confused of when you can jump. Things to note: you can sort of jump forward and jump forward again, but you can't a third time. You'll just jump straight up in the air on the third consecutive jump, which might put you off. So yeah, I eventually got the hang of it, of course, but man, this was a frustrating long play to do. You'd think like a Donkey Kong clone would be really simple and fun to play like the original. It's not though, guys. Although it's an impressive effort all round though. You sort of when you move forward, he moves forward in a couple of steps, like there. Whereas, like, you know, the original Donkey Kong Mario, you could move him sort of almost pixel by pixel. So if you wanted to do a really tight but long jump, all you need to do is just move a little bit and then press the fire button to jump, and you know, he obeys your commands and jumps. And yeah, especially getting your positioning right. Like for example, here to duck under this new strange flying object, you move in chunks, you know, and not in pixels. So that's difficult. What I was just doing there, guys, is luring that flame to come away from that left-hand side and follow me down here. And these fireballs are quite annoying. We're going to have real trouble with them on the next level, I believe. There's loads of them. This is like weird juggling act you have to do with fireballs and leading them down the wrong path out of harm's way. But we'll see that on the next level. And we see quite a few new moving objects that are deadly to your character in this. I don't know the character's name. Obviously in the original Donkey Kong he was just called Jumpman, and he did look like more of a construction worker like this guy is. He looks like he's got a hard hat on. He's probably probably works in this building site or something. Oh yeah, watch your head on those moving lifts, because they can just suddenly knock you the other way. That's a bit lucky then. It gets a little tricky here because you have to be ducking on this lift to avoid the overhead moving girder. Just keep ducked down and wait for it to move across the other side of the screen. Oh yeah, I did mention, guys, this game is split into two distinct sections. Obviously, we've got kind of like the standard Donkey Kong style here, and at the end of this section, you get a password which you can then reload the game. And obviously, you saw that you could choose when the game first loaded up, you could choose section 1 or section 2. So you choose section 2 and enter a password, and then you can play section 2, which is a run and gun shoot 'em up against Donkey Kong. And that's actually pretty cool. Actually, it's probably the most fun part of the game, and nice they threw in that section as well. It's well worth watching. That'll be coming up after. Well, I've got one more level to go after this. Oh no, sorry, I think we're on level 3, aren't we? Oh, well. Yeah, that's well worth watching, and you got to rescue the your maiden or girlfriend or whatever. And be prepared for the ending, guys, because the ending scene involves nudity. Well, you have to wait and see. And another thing I haven't shown you, obviously, because it's a long play and I'm trying to do this without dying, is I'm juggling fireballs here. As you can see, I'm leading them away down some ladders. One thing I haven't shown you, of course, being it's a long play, is some of the death scenes and stuff. It's quite a nice death scene if you get knocked off and fall down. You fall all the way to the bottom, usually, and you land with a splat and a nasty mess on the floor. So as a bonus clip, at the end of the video, there's a couple of death scenes. So keep on watching to the end if you can. Oh, hurry up, Kong. He's throwing a lot of barrels there. I don't know where he's getting them from. Oh, blimey. I thought the game had glitched there or something. I thought, should I try running away and running back again? Oh, there he goes. Kong's pretty pissed off. Hey! So on, I think this is level 4 now, isn't it? I believe. Oh no, sorry, my apologies. This is level 5, and this is where we're going to be juggling fireballs. Now, I've only found one certain way throughout to get past this section of the level with the fireballs. There's a switch up there to the top left, which we need to get to, and you need split-second timing to reach that switch, get back down a ladder, and avoid the fireballs basically trapping you. So, I've tried numerous different ways. This is the route to do it. So I've got 2 fireballs chasing me at the moment. Make sure they start following you down the lift. Sorry, the ladder. Okay, then we can get over here, and they'll follow me down the ladder on their side. It's really tough to work out what triggers their chasing of you. We'll go up here and wait for them to come up the ladder. Quick double jump there. And again, we've got to work out which switches do what, which will be near on impossible, these fireballs chasing you, to work it out over time. I'm showing you the route, and thankfully with the aid of emulation we can save snapshots and stuff and reload from certain points, so we can practice. There we go, I'm running for that switch now. I've got to be absolutely perfect. And if we just about make it, there you go. Just about made it. Without playing it for yourself, guys, you can't appreciate probably how difficult that was, and how much I had to practice just that little bit there. Oh dear. But I think by this point you would have got too frustrated with the game and probably given up. Not without a cheat anyway. So I've got to get back and get them chasing us again. But that's that section done pretty much. You've got the switches in the right order. So you can see from my long play, if you ever want to play this game, which way the switches need to go, and just follow my route. It's actually pretty similar. There is a Spectrum long play I discovered later, and he pretty much follows exactly the same route I did actually. So there we go. Yeah. Oh god, jumping over moving barrels. God, timing on this is ridiculously difficult. It really is split-second timing, and it makes the game so frustrating. That's the problem with these long plays. It makes things look really easy, and trust me, guys, it's not. I've been banging on that a lot. Anyway, so I shut up about that. Sound effects are very minimal. A bit of a shame, really, that there's no music to go with. But this fits into 64K of memory, so you could play it on a... Oh, that was lucky. See, I was trying to run and jump then, and he just jumped straight up in the air. So what I'm going to do is like a backwards jump off here. Alright, we'll try that again. I think the platform had to be moving away in the opposite direction while I'm running forward for me to jump forward or something. It's really, really bizarre game mechanics. Again, I'm banging on about that. But yeah, shame there's no music and not much of a title screen without no music on that either. I don't know whether this was a budget release or a full price release. I can't tell from the box art that we saw at the start of the video. I don't know if Zigurat, who are the Spanish company that released this, I have a feeling they probably were a budget company, but maybe they might have put this at full price or maybe mid price or something. It was released on disc, so I presume they would have charged a certain amount for it. I don't know who the programmers are. World of Spectrum, the Spectrum version, which is very similar, lists the programmers Luis Angel Aldo Rodriguez. but I've not seen him do many other games. I can't really recommend any other Zigurat games. They didn't do a huge amount. I don't know, maybe 20 to 30 games between the years of 1988 and 1991, 92. So I don't know much about Zigurat, what their history are, so I can't tell you anything about that, unfortunately. There we go, that is the end of the first section, and that's the password, Chiripa. God knows what that means. Oh, I might Google it. And run it through translate. Alright, apparently the Google translation is fluke. Right, so we're loading the second section up, and we're going to enter that password. You use the number keys to change the rows. I'm pressing 1 there to move the top row, number key 2 to move the second row. There we go. CHIRIPA for the password, and we come to the run and gun version of the game, where you finally get to defeat Kong and rescue your girlfriend. And it's a pretty cool section, actually. Definitely the most fun part of the game. Shame probably most people never actually got to this section. Just choosing our controls and starting off. And there we go. First thing to mention, barrels there. Some are toxic, some give you energy. That's a toxic barrel, and this barrel clean up gives you energy, and you shoot them. Shoot the darker barrels to give you energy. Got the Statue of Liberty there. Wait for the flames to go down. Oops, meant to jump then. Jumping is rather awkward in this section because you need to jump over some barrels that come your way eventually. We've got some parallax scrolling on the go there, guys. Nice animation, especially on the gun. Actually, I even like the if you look from behind the character, he's got the shell casing flying out the back as well, and you can pretty much shoot everything. Oops, I needed to duck down and shoot there. My energy is the top bar, and Kong's energy is the bottom bar, and we're just trying to find him. He sometimes appears quite quickly, sometimes further on in the section. Ah. Oh, bloody hell. Making a few mistakes there. We're actually not too far towards the end of this level. When you defeat Kong... Oh, there's Kong! Now watch out for him, because his fists come out the ground. Well, his fists start banging on the ground where you are. If he hits you with his fist, he takes a huge chunk of energy off you. And there we go. And Kong's energy is the bottom bar there, so I've got less than him at the moment. You might as well just keep the fire button held down and shooting, but watch out when you duck. Whatever you do, don't shoot one of those toxic barrels. Right, I need to get some energy, so I'm going to shoot that barrel. And hopefully we can lure Kong back to the left quite a bit, if we can, because we've got about 2 or 3 barrels of energy back there, which we'll need. It's a tough section, and it's a short section though. Just have to take your time, be careful. Up to jump. But you can only jump if you're moving forward, and you have to be moving forward for about, I don't know, half a second to a second before he'll actually jump, so bear that in mind. He's going to jump over this flame. There's Kong. And that's nicely done actually, the Kong sprite and character with his fists. And that's a pretty novel style actually in gameplay. It's nice that you actually get to fight Kong in the game. Although you're blasting him with a shotgun though. I think this is really well implemented actually. So the programmer and Zigurat are to be commended for that. And even putting in some parallax scrolling. I will say though guys, the scrolling though isn't the best. Oh, I've just shot a barrel there to restore my energy. And the scrolling's a little bit, it's hardly very smooth, is it? Well, it's better than no scrolling. I couldn't see this working in like a flip screen manner. Goddamn barrels. Of course, duck those hook things. So yeah, pretty good stuff, but ultimately very frustrating. If they could work out the jump mechanics better, then I would have rated this a lot higher. Kind of the same thing. Remember my last video, guys. My previous video was Jim Power, and again it was like a really nice looking platform shoot 'em up, but let down by terrible jumping controls. And it's the same thing here really. And this section ends up being the most fun. I nearly defeated Kong. Just being cautious. He'll be a goner soon. Watch out, there we go. Nearly there, one more hit on him. Yes! And Kong's defeated. So yeah, we're coming up to the final section. And before we do that, review score. Oh, I don't know. 7 out of 10. Maybe I'm being a little bit generous because it is goddamn frustratingly hard and annoyingly so. But otherwise, it's very well presented and well done. Especially this section, this is the most fun, as I said. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Now your girlfriend's waiting on the far right. You can't get to her until you defeated Kong. And weirdly, there's like 4 little sort of flying UFO spaceships, and she's waiting in a box which you mustn't shoot or blow up. We'll see it in a second. Oh god, I'm losing loads of energy. Energy can get drained really quickly on this level. Hopefully we'll have another barrel to shoot to restore energy before we get there. But yeah, there's 4 little like flying UFOs, and you got your time your shots very carefully. And you get rid of the 4 flying UFO type thingies, then you've rescued your girlfriend. And there's quite an interesting ending scene, as you may remember I mentioned earlier. Okay, we're not far from the end here now. Ah, good barrel to restore energy. Shoot it. There we go. Yeah, you're a little bit sluggish on the controls here. There's an awful lot going on. So bear in mind. Here's these like 4 weird UFO flying thingies. But one bullet that misses and hits that crate at the end blows up, and your girlfriend gets fried. And I'll show you that in the bonus footage at the end of the video. Got one more to get rid of, and wait for it. Hey! Nudity and tits. Only in Spanish and French games. And we get a nice hug from your girlfriend. And it looks like she's got a moustache there, bizarrely, but oh bless. There we go. That's the end of Kong's Revenge. 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah. And I'm gonna give some bonus footage. The game loops around if you want to start again. But yeah. Anyway, here's some bonus footage, some death scenes. So yeah, Kong's knocked us off there, and we're going to fall to our death all the way down. And whoa, that's a lot of black barrels there. That would be instant death if that happened. And no way you could jump and punch all them. And we end with a nice splat. Yeah, there you go. And next up, here's what happens if you accidentally shoot the crate at the end that your girlfriend's in. You blow her up, you end up with a skeleton. And one final thing, you can find a little sort of glitch or bug or game fail, if you want to call it that. If you fire 2 bullets quickly, you can actually blow her up and still rescue her. So he's like, yowza, I've got a skeleton. But you still got the ending. With your girlfriend who's got looks like she's got a moustache. Lovely. Okie dokie. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye.